click on the subscribe button and join me on the Tactical Square channel. You can join me on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook.
Hello and welcome guys on this new video where we'll be going to talk about La Liga Clasico that finishes 1-0 for Barcelona. Barcelona has been amazing in defending, and that's what we're gonna focus in this video, on the defensive solidity of Barcelona against this defensive weakness of Real Madrid. We have talking about already the goals in the last video of Barcelona against Real Madrid, the 3 goals that were in La Copa in the semi-final, and you have noticed the amount of mistakes in Real Madrid. Those mistakes are still there and we're going to see them, but let's see first what have done Barcelona. Rakitic has been amazing. Everybody is talking about Sergio Roberto, about Piqué. Yes, they've been amazing too. We're going to see that, but Rakitic has been really amazing, not only by scoring goal, but also by doing a defensive job that has reduced the ability of Reguilon that had in the half space, have reduced the ability of Vinicius in the wings, and of course that gives the overload defensively to Barcelona. Let's analyze all that. Let's watch now. This has been after the goal. Look at Rakitic, what he's doing now. First, he's been reducing the space of Reguilon, then maintaining the line of 4, and always having a look of what is happening there, and always having a look what is happening behind him. Look at now, he knows when he have to take the decision and to press Reguilon, and he keeps on making the space really smaller and shifting with Sergio Roberto. Real Madrid has some problems of shifting between the defenders. We've seen them in the last video. Look at Rakitic, always have a look on the ball, and look at this solidity of Barcelona going to a counter-attack. All this by maintaining a defensive solidity. We're gonna look at it a second time. Closing on Reguilon, closing on the pass option for Reguilon, so he can't pass anymore to Reguilon. Valverde now, the substitute, and always looking what is happening there, but also scanning behind himself. This is very important for the midfielders and for the defenders also, and for the ones that have defensive roles while playing in the wings. Look how he shifts with Sergio Roberto. If he goes out on Vinicius, no problems, I replace you. We can control now the offside. We've seen that Rakitic has participated also in controlling the offside, and in this amazing defensive overload we've seen also the work of Busquets. I've talked about controlling the offside. We're gonna look now at a situation where we're going to see the defensive solidity. Look at Rakitic giving the continuity, giving a passing option. Okay, he lost the ball, but we keep the shape. We keep on pressing Real Madrid. We keep on closing the gaps. Look at now, easy. Vinicius has been caught offside. You see? Let's look at it another time. Having the superiority, the defensive overload. Rakitic, look at the continuity. Sergio Roberto is not here. I give the superiority. Okay, it happens to miss a pass, but we keep the shape. They keep the shape here. And look how they controlled the offside. Let's see here what he's doing. Rakitic closing the passing option to Reguilon if possible, and pressing Reguilon straight away, closing with Busquets, closing the gap in the half space. And look at here, always having a look on what is happening with the ball and also what is happening behind him, so he can take this right decision to go. He can take the right decision to give it back to the keeper. Look at what he's doing, closing here on Reguilon, maintaining the line, keeping the shape, closing in the half space, following Reguilon, but also having a look on what is happening. So he knew that Vinicius is behind him, and of course he took the right decision. Busquets sometimes give the superiority on the build-up for Barcelona, but what is amazing here
is that Barcelona control the transition. Even if they lose the ball, look how they control the transition. And look now at Sergi Roberto, this defensive solidity. What I mean by controlling the transition is that they have Rakitic in the midfield, even if he's the right winger, but he's in the midfield now to control the counter-attack with the amazing support of Artur and Messi. So if they lose the ball, Busquets can control also with the defenders. Can be Busquets can be an additional player here by controlling the counter-attack with Rakitic, with Sergi Roberto, with the Artur. So if they lose the ball, they can press straight away Valverde, they can press straight away Modric, and if they lose the ball further in the pitch like what they did, Busquets can keep this shape and can be an additional defender to maintain to maintain the deepness, and he can protect the deepness, and this is happened, and that's why Real Madrid had not so much options, and they Sergio Roberto found it easy to be on 1v1 with Vinicius, found it easy to deal with. We've talked about the role of Rakitic, but there is another player. When Artur went out and Vidal went in, and Rakitic moved to the left side of the midfield, and Vidal moved to the right side. He's been doing an amazing job of Rakitic on stopping this left side, this active area of Real Madrid in the left side, and we're gonna see it now. The job of Vidal, how he's been amazing in giving the intensity, and also we're gonna see in the transition his job in this video. But let's see first what he has done defensively. First, providing an additional player in the box, and look how he going out on Asensio, keeping this shape, keep on following, keep on maintaining the shape. On this video, as you see, he knew that Sergio Roberto has to take him, but he keeps on covering to protect the deepness. But look at Busquets, how he come on Vinicius. He saw that there is a big gap. Vidal keeping on continuing. Vidal knowing that mission impossible for him, Reguilon. So he keep on following him, providing the way. Okay, he's been late, but look at the amazing awareness of Busquets trying to delay as much as possible the decision of Real Madrid players. Transition situation. Look at now Vidal, what he will do. Giving instructions to Sergio Roberto, keep on following, and he keeps on providing the deepness to go out the first. This is very important. As you can see here, giving instruction to Sergio Roberto. Now Sergio Roberto changes his direction, and now this has been amazing. And Vidal, look at now. Vinicius changes his direction. Isco keep the pass horizontally to Modric, but look at what has done Vidal. Look at the positioning first of Busquets. Look at the positioning of Rakitic. Look at the positioning of the other players. So 3 in the midfield, and he kept himself far away from the 3 to control Vinicius, to prevent a pass in the deepness between Sergio Roberto and Piqué, but also to be a serious option to mark Isco. Now if I move a little bit back, I can see pretty much easier, and I can go on the player. Many players on the field, when they doesn't, especially defensive midfielders and the midfielders, when they don't see clearer, they come a little bit, they took those 3-4 meters. Now I don't advise always to do that, but on some situation it's good. When they don't know what is happening, 3-5 meters back, and I see clearer, and I can control what is happening in my line, and I can move back to my line and maintaining it, and decide to make it 4 or 3.
or 5 or 4, depends on the, of course, the situations, on the tactics. Now many players do that. Look at Vidal, what is his, and that allowed him to control more Isco. Now in the next situation we're going to see how Barcelona in this transitional position play, how they kept the same principles. Now if we have a situation where Real Madrid player is on the right, Benzema attacking the deepness, how Piqué will read the action. But what amazed me here is that Busquets and Vidal will follow until the box. We stick to these principles of the Vidal and Busquets providing always the overload in the box or at the edge of the box to control more the gaps and to control more the offside and to give the continuity if we have directly the ball, and if we can build up quickly to a transitional situation, always someone near to provide the overload. Look at now, Piqué is following. We're gonna see it in moving, the image moving, but look at Vidal and Busquets keep on following. Sergio Roberto keep on scanning. Piqué taking Benzema in an angle where he can't see the ball. Benzema is not seeing what is happening. Piqué had the superiority, over him, and he took the ball. But look at Busquets. Look at Vidal here. Vidal, Busquets, Langley. But what amazed me is the presence of Busquets and Vidal, as you can see here, next at the edge of the box in a transitional situation. Keep the principles. We're gonna see it moving this situation. Piqué, amazing awareness, how he had the ball. But look at Busquets, look at Vidal. Now Piqué, I don't know what is happening here. He could have been doing much better on this situation. He lost the ball. He could have done much better. It was a corner for Real Madrid. Look at Vidal always continuing, and Busquets as well. As I said, one of the advantages of defending low block is that we are near to each other. Look at now, always someone who gives the superiority. Even if we lose the ball like we did here, no problems. Always someone to defend. Look at this solidity of Barcelona. Look at now at this solidity of Barcelona. Even Messi is pressing. Look at Vidal, how to control now the wings. Always someone. Look at Busquets and Vidal. Busquets continuing in the box. Vidal always providing an option. Look at Busquets here, always with his amazing sense of taking out the ball, following. Here it was a difficult situation, but what a Barcelona solidity. Now for me here, it was a risky thing from Sergio Roberto to let Benzema this far alone, but he knew maybe that he's not a player that can give crosses, so he let him alone, and he decided then to go out on him. But here for me it was a risky shape. Real Madrid could have done much better of that, but always the solidity at the end.
And now I will let you with two situations where you're going to see how Barcelona defended and how they were really solid and amazing. Look at Sergio Roberto going out, this intensity on defending, always someone near the one who will shoot, always someone. Look at this amazing solidity. I look again on a set piece how Barcelona was really amazing. Look at the numbers of players ready to go out, ready to be in. Great solidity. Messi, everybody is supportive. Look at how solid Barcelona was. And now with this situation, we are going to move to the problems of Real Madrid. Look at now 3v2.
Look at now the defensive problems of Real Madrid. One of them is that contrarily to Barcelona, I didn't see this intensity, I didn't see this solidity. Look at now, 3v2. 3v2 is something that is normal, that is happening a lot of times, not only one time, not only two times. Those situations, look at Real Madrid, nobody is on the ball holder, nobody is on the ball holder, nobody is there, no multiplying the covers like Barcelona. Look how easy Messi and Suarez is doing 1-2 despite the overload of Real Madrid, but Barcelona had more easiness to do it. This is the players' mindset. Some players are pressing, some players are not. Look how easy it is to find the deepness in this defense of Real Madrid. And here, just the players sometimes didn't want to play it through, but they could play it through directly. They want to control it to make the gaps even bigger. This is one of Barcelona philosophy. Even if today they were more defending than playing their football. But look at now, 2+2. This is how Barcelona control the transitions. Always somebody next to Busquets, protecting the deepness. Judging also with Sergi Roberto sometimes. If Jordi Alba was far, Sergi Roberto was holding next. But look how easy they passed in them. Look how easy the defense is easy to find. Look at now the amazing job that he's doing. Vidal also offensively. Somebody next to Busquets always finding Messi between the lines. And look at the defensive deepness. Where's zone 14 now? Dembele, if he hold a little bit the ball and pass it to Suarez, look here, if he took another decision than playing to Vidal, playing to Suarez, if here, for example, Dembele took the decision to profit from this calling of Vidal and playing to Suarez that has been one and in the playing in the back of Ramos, we could have seen another thing. And this easiness to find, even if they have the superiority, but the easiness to find the deepness in the defense of Real Madrid is alarming. And I don't know if this defense can make something in the Champions League, because you need maturity. And I don't know if they have the mindset and they have the courage and the patience to work for another Champions League title. I think that this, because we've seen these problems of Real Madrid, we know as coaches how to solve this problem. This problem you solve it by functions, by doing what we call in our functions is meaning that we focus on one line and we work this defensive problems in the trainings. But I don't know if they have the correct mindset and if they have the patience to do all that and to link all this with the other lines. Look at how easy they found themselves. Real Madrid played with, I don't know why Real Madrid in this match played with a zonal. They didn't pressing, they didn't press Busquets, they didn't press the defense, contrary to the match of La Copa. This was a problematic, and look how the support of Vidal is important. Vidal now seeing Messi playing to him. And why the right back Carvajal is so far from Rakitic, and maybe with a better touch they could hurt. Now I won't talk much. You will see how Real Madrid were soft in their pressing against Barcelona. You can't let in a Clasico 5 meters to the player. You can't let 3 meters to the... Look, 6 meters to the ball holder. This is why, even with not much players attacking, Barcelona found it easy. Because Real made it easy for Barcelona. How easy it was, and maybe with a better touch. Maybe if only Messi here would waited and create something better, he could have done much better, because he had Suarez alone behind him. Now some easy principles on the transition of Barcelona is that always 2v2, 2+2, which were Busquets plus Vidal And if Sergio Roberto was high in the pitch, Jordi Alba wasn't that high. Look, Sergio Roberto is looking at Jordi Alba, and he knew that he is the one to come up. And he's talking with him to keep what? To keep the transition overload and to have players to immediately press the 4 players, for example, of Barcelona that will of Real Madrid that will counter. Look at how Vidal, how they separate the field, how Busquets and Vidal occupy the field, but always look immediately pressing, delaying as much as possible the transition of Real Madrid. Rakitic coming back at the edge of the box, Vidal at the edge of the box. Those principles for me were key for Barcelona and this amazing solidity defensively. Those details that when Barcelona lose the ball, they had someone to press, they had the overload defensively, and because Real Madrid led to the players 5 meters, as you can see, the holders, those details has helped Barcelona in winning the match and in controlling the transition, as you can see here. Instead of having pass directly forward, Real Madrid played always backward, as you can see.